I just couldn't resist the invitation to travel to a historic Welsh chapel with claims of both miracles and hauntings, but also containing a museum filled with artifacts with ties to exorcism, occult magic, infamous haunted properties, and many more with paranormal significance. But what I didn't expect from my 2-night investigation here was just how mind-blowing this location would leave me.
Wow. I was not expecting that.
And welcome to the Penuel Chapel. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Okay, just got a knock. I can't beat an intro for a place having noises like that, honestly. This place is next level. I can't tell you how excited I am for this particular location. It is a very special one and dear to my heart now because 2 of my best friends in the paranormal field have actually purchased this place. You're gonna already know them. You're gonna know Laura and Eric Rowton from The Paranormal Scholar. We have investigated with them a number of times on my channel.
Guys, when we were invited here, I had no idea that this place was gonna be so huge. It is massive, and I'm so happy for Laura and Eric who just purchased this property. I can't believe it. It is amazing.
These guys have been collecting paranormal related artifacts for many years, so it's also become a museum of sorts. And this museum contains artifacts to do with exorcisms, ones that are paranormally active, some that are of a darker nature, some that are more spiritual and lighter in nature. But there's a lot going on here, not just from the history of the chapel, which is vast in itself, but what they've brought here and brought into this place.
We always have a good time investigating with these 2. It's really surreal to step into a venue that they now own. I can't imagine how they would have felt getting the keys to this place and opening it and just thinking, wow, we now own this place. They even have an organ and it works. I've already had a go on it. It's really, really fun.
Oh, that bass. So hit like, share this video out, and get ready, because I can already tell you that this place is paranormally active. What we've already experienced here has been quite intense. And of course, this place hasn't really been investigated much, so who knows what the night will bring. The Penuel Chapel rests in a charming Welsh town, a historically significant landmark connected to miracles and a place locals have suspected haunted for many years. It's now made the perfect location to house the Rowton's Museum of the Paranormal and Spirituality, the newest venture of our good friends Laura and Eric, who many will recognise from their work on the YouTube channel The Paranormal Scholar.
Penuel Baptist Chapel can trace its origins to the 18th century. The building in its current incarnation dates to 1851, and it has stood here ever since, acting as a place for congregations to come, worship, and, if the stories are to be believed, experience God in the flesh in the form of supernatural manifestations and faith healing. In addition to this beautiful chapel, which seats about 800 people, we also have a schoolroom here and a graveyard, which we're currently restoring and hoping to bring back peace and dignity to the residents who've chosen to have it as their final resting place. Penuel actually means the face of God, and so we're hoping to honor that whilst also giving people an experience of the unseen.
It's not just the chapel that will inspire wonder and entice those interested in the paranormal, but the many Rowton's Museum objects and displays now contained within the building.
I've been researching the paranormal my whole life, doing it under the name of The Paranormal Scholar. I've been doing that since 2015, but my story goes way back to childhood, and throughout all of this, I've also been collecting artifacts, objects both of historical significance and those with stories of their own to tell. I've also been given objects over the years, donated by people who no longer want them, and some of these objects have no other places to go. They can't stay with their current owners, for they've, if the stories are to be believed, influenced their lives in negative ways. Call them what you will, perhaps they're objects of the devil, but that I can think of no better place for them than in God's hands.
I think our artifacts have created a different ambience, especially in the schoolroom. I feel like there's a lot more weird things out the corner of our eyes and movement going on around there. But I do still think our artifacts have sort of augmented it, have created, you know, more dense atmosphere.
At the time of filming, Laura and Eric had only occupied Penuel Chapel for a short time, and yet already had some very interesting and unexplainable experiences.
So Eric and I haven't owned Penuel for very long, but even our first day of viewing this property when we were looking to purchase it, we had paranormal or inexplicable experiences. We had photographic anomalies in the graveyard and also sound anomalies. We heard a very loud bang mysteriously in the corner of the schoolroom part of the building.
When we viewed the place the first time in the schoolroom, we actually heard weird footsteps around the floor there. It was one of the little paranormal incidences that made us want to buy this place.
And since we've taken ownership and we've been working here, we often have anomalous experiences, whether that be hearing odd taps and bangs, or even stranger things. For example, in the corridor area that links the chapel to the schoolroom, both Eric and I have seen shadowy figures, and indeed on one occasion I saw something quite fully formed and opaque move up the stairs towards the gallery area of the chapel itself.
I feel like I see a lot of apparitions here, kind of at the corner of your eyes, very frequently, especially around the gallery. Around the gallery, I always feel like there's somebody there walking back and forth. It's a more see-through human being out the corner of my eye, or I can tell maybe they have hair or whatnot. Yeah, the gallery feels very active, very alive. I've spent a lot of time working in different parts of it, and I always get a feeling like I'm being watched. It's like there's people who really care for this building in the past who are here in spirit, making sure I'm doing a good job sometimes. As I was working one time up in what's going to be our séance room, I was there with my father-in-law, and I thought he was there with me at one point, like looking over, doing something there to the right of me. I didn't pay much attention to it. I just could see a figure there, and I thought it was him, and I was just minding my own business. This was the daytime, and then he came up the stairs. I'm like, who was that?
It really does feel like this building is alive with people.
Although we were some of the first to investigate the building before it was open to the public, the Penuel Chapel is now accepting visitors, and I encourage anyone interested in the paranormal to check out the work Laura and Eric are doing.
Throughout the years of doing The Paranormal Scholar on YouTube, I've always come at it from the angle of providing a safe space for discussion about the paranormal, whether you are a believer, a skeptic, or somewhere in between. And I hope that Rowton's museum can be a continuation of that work to provide a safe space for the paranormal in a more physical, experiential way.
We believe this place to be very paranormally active, but it hasn't really been investigated. And I think having a place like this of such spiritual importance, with such a history, if we could go into it and have investigators come, have many different members of the public come and really get a sense for what kind of activity is going on here, we could discover so much more about the paranormal here.
Eric and I have only been here for about a month, and we've been hard at work renovating and moving in all of our artifacts to prepare for opening. But by the time you're watching this, we should be open. So if you visit our website, routonsmuseum.co.uk, there will be information there about booking tickets for guided tours, or even coming and joining us for an evening event. Or if you are an investigator yourself, booking the building for a private hire to see what you think of this place once it gets dark.
Tonight, we become some of the first people to investigate the Penuel Chapel, along with the many paranormally significant items within Rowton's museum. We'd leave with experiences far beyond our expectations and usual findings, experiences which left me questioning my own part in and possibilities of the paranormal world. So if you're ready to take on the Penuel Chapel with us, hit like, subscribe, and let's dive into investigating. Alright guys, it is nightfall and we are locked in the Penuel Chapel.
I'm really excited. This place is huge.
We are some of the first people to ever investigate this place. I would say like the first, besides obviously the owners, Laura and Eric, who we have here.
Hello.
Very excited to have you here tonight.
I cannot tell you how excited we are to be here. We're so proud of you guys. Like, how does it feel to have your own haunted venue?
It's surreal, and I think being here in the dark, you get the feeling, are we supposed to be here? It's not normally a place that you get such free access to. we feel so lucky to be caretakers of this.
Especially because it's a chapel, you know, it has that sort of religious connotation to it, but we can just approach it freely. I don't know, it feels a bit weird, isn't it? It's like kind of feels like breaking a barrier, isn't it?
It's such a special building, and we really do see ourselves as caretakers of it, that it is a working relationship with the building, I think, and I hope that it's happy to have us here.
Yeah.
So we're very happy to be here, and we're happy to have you here to experience the building tonight.
It's so good, guys. Like, we've already spent one night investigating. This is actually night 2 for us, and we've had that much activity last night. It was so cool. The love and care these two have taken in this place already, it's really nice to see. But I do want you guys to keep in mind that they've only been here a month. By the time you're watching this video, this place will be open for tours and investigative nights, but it probably has changed. Like, as you guys said, you have big plans for it, right?
Definitely,
definitely.
And we're doing a lot of the work ourselves. We're really hands-on and making sure this place continues to get the love and respect that it deserves, and can continue functioning as a place of spirituality, perhaps in a different way, admittedly, than what it has done. But I don't think it's too different, because it's still bringing people towards the unseen. It has the same ultimate aim, and I like to think that the building is happy to do that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're gonna give you guys a bit of a crash course, a little tour around. There is a lot to see and a lot to take in, and let's just get GhostTube rolling.
Let's do it. Roll out the tube. We're just calling it the tube now.
Apparently you are. Okay, so we're gonna walk in here. The main chapel is so epic, everyone.
It's huge.
It's also quite active. We've had so many things go on here already. Even when we're not filming, there's like a constant busyness in here, constant noise, and I get vibes up on the gallery here. And in fact, we've already investigated last night. I went up there and it was very loud, very loud. So we're calling out again. You may remember us from last night. My name is Amy, and I've got Jared, Laura, and Eric here. And if you would like to say anything, please do. Now, as we said, Laura and Eric are still working to flesh out some of the displays, and there is one here. This is related to sort of exorcisms, and there's so many artifacts here that could have attachments, and some that do. There's a lot of different energies at play here, and I do think that the chapel area, not just visually, but it is just epic.
And just point out, guys, when you see these little red markers, this normally indicates that there's an object that is paranormally significant in some way or has reported activity.
So keep an eye out for the red flags.
And the green ones, they have a meaning too. Laura, what do the green tags mean if an object's got a green tag?
So if an object has a green tag, there's a few in here actually, it means that something special has been reported in relation to the object, so a positive paranormal experience. And because we're in the chapel, a chapel which actually historically has relation to faith healing and miracles, we have in relation to what? Why these objects are here?
I was about to ask that. In the paranormal, we see a lot of dark stuff. But what I like about what you guys are doing, horror if you will, but what I like what you guys are doing is, you just mentioned it yourself, you're also looking at the positive spiritual experiences that people have and healing, and that's something that I think is a little bit different than what we usually see.
Do you think that these good objects are horror? What exactly do you mean by horror? The holy water that's in the cabinet? A cross? What?
Perhaps what they helped to rid, because it was about exorcism and expelling.
Yeah. So there's a lot of focus on phenomena like demonic possession, but the flip side to that is the role of the exorcist, and the exorcist would use items like saints' relics or holy water in order to combat the darker side to the paranormal. So whilst there is a lot of focus on the dark side of the paranormal, you can't forget the interplay with the light side. And because we're in the chapel, a place which has a history of faith healing and miracles, we want to bring attention to some of those items. So some of the items here that have green labels include saints' relics and holy water. So it's not all red flags here.
Speaking of positivity and healing though, there is one exhibit down here that I find really interesting.
Maybe if there's somebody around, you can tell me about this area, because this is sort of set up for anyone that does come on a paranormal investigative tour. It's like the safe space, right?
It's a work in progress right now. but we hope to have this area illuminated, so if someone is coming and investigating in the dark and they need a timeout, we can have this illuminated. And it's about angels and divine presences. At the moment we have a few items here related to the Archangel Michael, and we have a mannequin that's currently unfinished outside, which I hope will become the symbol for the Archangel Michael. This is a safe place for people to come and sit away from it all, and again, whilst we're in this beautiful spiritual space, to learn about the lighter side as well, that it's not all dark. But of course, talking about the Archangel Michael, he fights evil, he's the sword of God. So again, that interplay, you can't have one without the other.
Here's our angel.
He has a terrible haircut, that was me.
Wait, me or the angel?
We're now making our way upstairs into the gallery. I love it up here, but it also has a different feel to being downstairs. The acoustics are different, the vibe is different.
It just also shows how huge this place is. Like, I don't even, is your night vision camera, can that even see the other side here?
There's a bit of glare from downstairs, but can you just see, yeah.
And the organ's up here as well.
Jared loves the organ. I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. Like, you've made him want one at home so bad.
You play it so beautifully.
Yeah.
Can you give us the number of where you want us to go up here? I did get the feeling last night that at a certain point they wanted me to get out of their space, so I obliged.
You said you're up here by yourself. The feeling to leave can get quite strong because it is such a large and overwhelming space.
There you go.
Yeah,
More
there's
noises.
a noise. Thank you.
Can you tell us where you'd like us to go?
That was strange. Just there, I saw a glimmer, as if someone was about to come up through the stairs.
Just down here.
Can you join us?
Is there anything reflective? I know there's the mirror there.
There
on
is
the
a
bench,
mirror here.
But on the other side, is there anything reflective on the wall there?
Is there someone downstairs that's coming up to join us?
You're listening.
We are, we can hear you when you make the noises. We like it when you make noises. You can make some more. Okay, that's interesting. You're listening. We're going to walk towards the organ. Would you like to join us? But up here we have the full organ. It actually works.
I've never actually seen an organ like this. It's actually in working condition.
We're now heading back downstairs where sightings have been reported.
Cursed.
Okay, I don't want to say the chapel is cursed, but you guys definitely have a lot of items that could be considered cursed, right?
Yeah, definitely. But we, since day one, have seen weird things down these stairs.
We call this the spookiest staircase in the building because of how many, not just corner of the eye things Eric and I have seen, but straight on, full, opaque silhouettes.
You've seen full body apparitions, haven't you?
Yeah, which I know I'm the paranormal scholar, but I don't say that lightly. I don't think I've ever seen one as fully formed as the one I saw coming up these stairs.
Just down here, I also saw something as well, and I will show you the exact spot that happened.
You okay?
Yeah, I managed that.
How? Every time?
So always staircases, something about staircases. This is sort of where you saw the tail end of something, right?
Yeah, so we were doing some work here and I had just come from the chapel area and my father was here and Eric was as well, and I knew he was up on the gallery doing something and my father was down the far end of the chapel doing something as well. So I was walking down, and as I got to the end of the corridor, as I turned, I kind of just looked back up the corridor and I saw someone dressed in black going up the stairs, and on that day Eric was wearing a black t-shirt, and I thought, that's strange. He came down and then went back up in such a short space of time, so I called to him. He was still up on the gallery and hadn't come down at all. My father hadn't moved either. It was...
Are you scared?
Oh, did it scare you?
Were you scared? That's good.
Yeah.
No, actually, not in the moment, because it wasn't obvious to me that I was seeing something out of the ordinary. It was paranormal, it must have been, but it didn't feel paranormal in the moment because it was so full-bodied and ordinary.
I hadn't come down at all. I hadn't been near the staircases.
Move over. It's like this is someone's staircase.
Being interviewed by GhostTube. What's going on?
Has this been like live stream?
We're out of a job. We're out of a job. But maybe it's like we're hanging here in this little thoroughfare area.
Yeah.
And you've said you've seen figures walking around. Maybe they're like, move out of my way.
Well, this is a real proper liminal space. It isn't just a staircase there. This is a corridor between the two sections of the building. Also to the graveyard. This is like the T-junction of the whole building.
I think we can move over into the Secret Society's room.
So I actually had an experience in the Secret Society's room today. I was in the chapel getting some B-roll shots. Amy was walking around as well taking photos, and I heard Amy or someone in this room. So I naturally walked into this room, but when I went in there was nobody there. I didn't actually see anything, but I heard it was as if someone was in here walking around. It makes you wonder though, how many people have those moments that they just think are ordinary and don't actually follow it to find out that it was actually something abnormal.
Or you're in a very populated public place and you take for granted that you...
43.
Here we discuss what the number 43 could mean. We pondered if it could relate to the Secret Society artifacts we were surrounded by, and Laura mentioned it could be the pew number we had earlier asked for. I wanted to make note that at this very moment, our camera left in the chapel captured a small anomaly make its way through the pews. Whilst this could be a coincidentally timed piece of dust, it does seem to land somewhere in the pews numbered in the high 30s, though I'm not sure if there is even a pew numbered 43. So could this be meaningful?
We want to try and capture as many different beliefs as possible, and secret societies, they're all about pursuit of knowledge and enlightenment as well, and they have
a certain mystique about them in the modern day, haven't they? And we wanted to really demystify it a little bit to showcase that what they are, and that they actually hold a tradition of belief that goes back centuries, that taken it underground, and you know that it is quite special. And today you can find all this information. We live in very special times where we can actually find all this information about Freemasons, Oddfellows and such. Whilst in the past they would be very secretive about that.
We also made a little contribution to this room, so if you come and visit, you could see the AmysCrypt donation.
We donated some artifacts to the museum.
We're now moving through to an area where I saw something, and I'm going to show you. It literally happened just right here. So at the time it was still broad daylight, but I saw movement come through this sort of corridor here, and it was because there was still light coming in from behind me up these windows here. And the thing is, like, could it be connected to the past of the chapel, or could it be to do with all the haunted objects in this room? Which we're going to save for last. But now we want to go up to the séance room.
Yes, let's do it.
And this is such a cool place. And we have mentioned that Laura and Eric are mid-restoration. By the time this video is done, this should be sort of set up how you want it. I see the vision, guys. I see the vision.
We want to go full Victorian here and be very true to the buildings. Host events where you can come and hopefully have traditional experiences and really tap into the Victorian turn of the century mindset that was very much focused on death, the afterlife and grief, and remembering those who had passed on, but trying to actually reach out to them by having circles, seances, mediumship, table tipping, divination, all those sorts of things.
We're now making our way downstairs to explore the chapel's graveyard. So we've now stepped outside of this glorious building because it has its very own graveyard, and although it might not look like it right now, it's definitely a graveyard, and it has required a lot of work. And I know, Laura, you've busted it out here, like doing this place up. So thank you on behalf of anyone buried here.
Thank you. Yeah, we have at least 27 rows here that date back hundreds of years, but sadly when we bought the place it was quite neglected and overgrown, so we've been trying to do work. We'd like to put them back if possible, or at the very least put them on display and restore dignity here, as it is a final resting place of so many people who clearly put so much love into the building. It'd be nice to give back to them and say thank you for this building and the chance that we have to continue experiencing it.
I do want to show everyone some of the headstones over here though. So there are some gorgeous headstones here. It's just trying to find a place for them and figure out where they should be marked. So
I'm sure the people that rest here will appreciate that.
Well, with 27 rows,
oh, Walter.
Walter?
Walter will appreciate it.
Yeah, Walter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. But it's going to be quite a task with 27 rows, and we could imagine 10 people per row. There could be 270 to even 300 people here buried underneath all these brambles.
No graveyard out here would be complete without a toilet. That sounds so bad, but literally there is a very old, I want to say like maybe it's antique or something, toilet in here. Doesn't look usable, but I do want to show everyone because it is actually cool looking. Sorry guys, toilets are a thing on my channel. Don't ask why.
Ghost is in the
Okay, now that we're back inside, we're going to take you to Jared's favourite room.
Yes, I love this room. This, guys, is the lab. Did you guys want to give us a rundown about what the lab is?
So the paranormal is not just all about ghosts and what happens to us after we die. It's a lot more than that, and many people have been preoccupied with trying to find out the limitations, indeed if there are any limitations, to the human brain. What can we do in terms of psychic abilities and things like that? So this room's dedicated to that sort of pursuit, different technologies and methodologies and ways of doing things, like remote viewing, for example, where you try and access information about a target remotely using just your psychic abilities. So this is a very hands-on room, or we want it to be a very hands-on room where you can come and try an experiment for yourself to see, do you have any psychic abilities?
And tonight, we're going to find out if I have any psychic abilities. Oh, I can't open the door.
Turn the handle the other way.
The other way. Oh, there you go.
And push.
Well, it doesn't take a psychic to know how to open this door.
I know why this is Jared's favourite room though.
GhostTube is on display. How cool is that?
Well, the room wouldn't be complete, would it, if we're talking about advancements, tech-based advancements in terms of trying to find out about the paranormal and things like that without having GhostTube Lens on the wall, right?
Oh, definitely, absolutely.
Seer, AI, it's fantastic.
But I do just want to say we are very flattered that you included us in your lab. Thank you guys. Here, both Jared and I engaged in a psychic experiment within the laboratory, which is something that you yourself can try from home while watching this video. But I will leave it to Laura to describe the scope of this experiment.
So one of the experiments that we currently have running at the museum is concerning remote viewing, the ability to retrieve information remotely without accessing the target. So in 2001, the UK Ministry of Defence put together a top secret project where they recruited people who had experience with remote viewing, psychics, self-identified psychics, and brought them together in an attempt to see if they could access information remotely. The purpose of this experiment was to see if it's possible to train psychic super soldiers who could be put into the field to retrieve information for their respective governments. So we have a duplication of this experiment currently going on in our laboratory, where we're asking visitors to see if they, just like the participants in this now declassified top secret MOD experiment, can retrieve information, namely an image, from a sealed envelope on the other side of the room.
Here, both Jared and I made a guess as to what was within this envelope. Please leave a comment detailing what you pick up on, and then watch until the end of this video to see what was inside the envelope and just how accurate your own guess was. But this next and final room is known as the schoolroom, and it is amazing because it is filled with exhibits and artifacts. And I know that it's paranormally active because we investigated last night and picked up so much in here. You guys have so many artifacts, like it's It's incredible.
Well, we've been collecting for a long time, and I've also been lucky to have had items donated to us already for safekeeping, really, including perhaps some objects which I myself was not entirely happy to take possession of. So I'm very glad that we have a place to have them now, because some of them do have quite questionable stories. So this item here we call the gwythgi, which is the Welsh term for a hellhound or a black dog. And we call what seems to be quite an ordinary cloche, call it the gwythgi because of the story that came with it. It actually has 3 scratch marks on it, even though it was purchased brand new by the person who gave it to us. And they experienced strange and terrifying activity that seemed connected to a large canine, a black dog, including dreams and physical sensations. And they pieced together the experiences that they were having and the fact that this item came into their possession around the same time. It's a strange one, and when people do come and look at it, they're often like, what am I looking at? Is there something inside of the cloche? No, quite possibly there is something inside of it, but not necessarily something that you can see. Okay.
You were like, maybe it's not necessarily something you can see.
So we shall see you later
We
this
shall
evening.
find out. Are you coming to see us tonight?
This response was a little strange, especially given we'd received a GhostTube seer image the previous night that to us resembled some form of hellhound.
A couple of other items which we had interesting activity around yesterday. Run away. Perhaps there's something here that is, you need to be a bit wary of.
I just said aim.
Fireplace thread.
You have fireplaces in here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes, why is it like fireplaces?
Okay, well there's 2 fireplaces, and next to both there are strange objects.
So this room has more of those little red cards we talked about earlier than any other area.
Yeah, and so the red cards not only point out objects which have been reported to either be paranormally active or connected to a paranormally significant building, because we do have items here from places like the Amityville house, but they also explain some of the safety measures, if you like, that we've taken to try and protect people who come here and the building itself and anyone in the building, living or dead, from these items. So we've liaised with spiritual practitioners, people we know, and also things that we've learned through our own research and experiences over the years in order to put what we believe are adequate protections that meet the unique requirements of each object. In the middle of saying that, you're close to me. Did anyone feel a vibration on the floor?
No, but I was waiting for you to finish because my back has gone cold and I'm like, what am I in front of right now? Honestly, like cold
I
chills.
felt like all the floor beneath me just like buzz, like a vibration. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to get to the end of my sentence before saying it.
What is behind you, Ames?
So Laura and Eric have actually released a full-length documentary.
Yeah, who?
Is there a man here? Okay, yeah, my back is very, it just feels cold, like there's someone behind me. This is all memorabilia from your documentary film In Search of the Dead, though, right?
Yeah, and
So-
also the wider case, which spans most of my life. So there's a few things here related to the making of the documentary film. For example, the hard drive that we used, where all of our footage related to the serial killer who features in that documentary, everything to do with him, all the files are like precision surgically attacked. So all the video files, those segments where someone's talking about him, corrupted.
But one of the things that we kept getting drawn back to last night was called the Nightmare Board. Okay, how are we feeling tonight, Nightmare Board? Maybe you can talk to us.
So this board, we bought it because we want to put on display almost a timeline of spirit boards. They hold a lot of fascination for a lot of people, and this one truly is iconic. It's the classic design William fold board that you see quite commonly in horror films and things like that. But as soon as it entered Eric and I's possession, we started having strange activity in our home, especially related to nightmares. Not just run-of-the-mill bad dreams, but sleep paralysis, waking up screaming. Both of us were having this very bizarre paranormal dreams. And it went on for 4 nights in a row until we said, what's going on? There's this highly unusual. Has anything changed in the home recently? And the only thing that had was this board. And so we removed it from the house and put it into storage in an outbuilding and kept it there for months, and we slept fine for that time. But anytime we would go into the room where we kept it, we would have experiences and even see the apparition of a man.
He seemed to always be there, just waiting for something, either for you to perhaps use the board, get him out of storage. It's like he wanted something from you. He's like there to just like poke you and be like, hey, what are you doing? You know, kind of sensation.
We definitely want to investigate this board more to see why does it seemingly call to you, and also to see what other people get from it, which last night you two seemed to get quite a lot in relation to this.
It's not only like the spirit boards that these guys have, like they've also got a lot of relics relating to Alistair Crowley, for those of you familiar with Alistair Crowley, dark magic, obsidian mirrors, that sort of thing.
There are so many more objects to explore in Laura and Eric's museum, so I highly encourage visiting if you are able. But now I wanted to highlight some of our captures from our in-depth paranormal investigation beginning the previous night inside the chapel area.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the glory, and the power, forever and ever. Amen.
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 If you're in the congregation with us tonight, we invite you to come forward and let us know that you're here. We come with all love and respect to you and this building. My name is Laura, and I'm joined by 3 friends who also come with love and respect for you and this building. You're welcome to make a noise or show that you are here in some other way.
My name is Jared. We've placed some devices down here in the chapel. If you go up to those devices and go near them and touch them, you might be able to influence them and make them make a noise so that we know that you're here.
Can you knock on something perhaps, just like this?
Ooh.
Ooh. Thank you.
That was loud, and I actually think I was pointing my directional mic right at it.
Well, I would be too, because that was right over here.
Yeah, I feel like it came from the back half of the chapel.
Yes, it feels like it's up here with me.
In the corner.
Like up here.
Feels like a lot of people passing through, eyes on you. Is that correct? Can you knock? Is that correct? Have you been watching my husband and I work here?
So we've placed these devices here. If you go up to them, you can make them make some noises or change pretty colours. It lets us know that you're here.
Whoa.
What was that?
That was so loud. That was right beside me.
Can you?
Whoa.
What was?
Whoa.
Whoa.
That was very loud.
That was super loud.
It was strange as well, because just before then, it's like in my left ear I had a pressure change. It felt like the pressure broke when the sound was made.
Okay, so if anyone is here joining us, I've just put a strange looking device on. If you come up to that, maybe you can use your energy to manipulate it and talk to us. You can come a bit closer to me. Thank you.
Was that up there with you, Ames?
I feel like it's on the opposite side. I can't distinguish if it's up or down. come say hello or share your name?
I'm right here.
Okay, you're right here. I honestly feel like they're next to me in the next, like there's sections here.
I feel like that first noise we heard came from up there with you, Ames.
Yeah, the loudest noise was just in here. I just feel the need to go in the next area. Okay, I might sit here for a bit then. Would you like to come and join me? Take a seat with me. Oh, that's up here with me.
Again,
for sure.
up there with you, Ames.
If you give us a number, we can find the pew where you're sitting.
Believe.
Whoa.
Believe?
Okay. I believe in you that you're here, but that could also be related to the chapel and the belief systems here, the religious aspect. What do you believe? Is that why you're here?
Are you okay with what we're doing? Trying to communicate with you?
Can you tell us where you are?
I want you to go.
Ooh,
I want you to go.
I want you to go.
How are you?
I feel okay. I feel a little bit upset if you want us to go. You're not used to having people here after hours in the dark, are you? Do you want me to head down?
Feeling no longer welcomed upstairs, I moved back downstairs to regroup with the others.
Shovel.
Oh,
What word was that?
shovel.
Shovel. Laura, you were recently doing a bunch of work in the graveyard.
No digging, though.
No digging?
No.
No, you wouldn't want to dig in a graveyard, would you?
No.
Is there some... Oh, what was that?
Come inside.
What was that?
Come inside.
Did you all hear that right here? That was right... it was like a noise right in front of me.
Bad. Why did you come?
We just come to visit you and learn about you.
Are you connected to this building?
Oh,
Oh,
We just got an EMF
You got a
blip.
reaction then, Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you connected to the graveyard?
Thank you for making the light go off. If there's something that you want us to do or that you need some help, please try and tell us. And if we can help, we will.
Are you worried that we're here to do something bad to the graveyard?
Not likely.
What is that?
No, they're not worried.
not likely, so they're not...
Would you like us to try to help the graveyard? I have chills all over the back of my neck that I didn't have when I was over there. I've moved over to this side.
When Laura moved over here?
Yeah. Are there more people over this side?
Help me.
Yes. What do you need? How can we help?
We waited for quite some time, but without much else occurring, Jared decided to inject some different energy into the chapel by singing old hymns he'd learned during his school days.
Lord, the love of your light is shining in the midst of your darkness shining. Jesus upon us. Okay, I forgot the words. Oh wait. Shine on me. Shine on me. Do you like my singing?
Back off.
Okay, we have a clear answer. No, they
Yeah.
didn't like my singing.
I
I'll
don't
be
think
getting
it's
down
supposed
now.
to be up there.
After this, we continued, but with nothing more of coherence coming through, we decided to run GhostTube Seer when we received this image, which we mentioned could be related to the objects kept within the museum, particularly the object with ties to a Welsh hellhound. And so we decided to move closer to where these objects were stored to continue reaching out.
So just to introduce myself, my name is Amy. This man here is Jared. I'm sure you know Laura and Eric. But we come with all respect and we would love to interact with anybody here. We do have some lights that you can go up to in this room. But maybe you can also talk to us using this. Can you say hello or share your name?
I feel like I got a headache as soon as we came in here and started sitting down.
It's just a little
You
pressure.
can tell that you're not feeling right.
It's like it's being on edge.
Yeah, just trying to see if I can figure out what it is that's.
Can you tell us what's making us feel like this? That just went off.
So we just had the EMF lantern go off, and it's sitting above the Ouija board.
The nightmare board.
Oh, look what time of day it is. It's going to be more active because of the time of day, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So this Ouija board has had a history of causing nightmares.
Can you tell us about the board?
Magic.
Magic?
That's what I thought it said as well, magic. So you do have some artifacts at the back to do with like Alistair Crowley and magical sort of.
Yeah.
This is the Alistair Crowley stuff here.
Guys, there's so many things in here.
Yeah, because I was going to say that the gong is near the lantern as well, and that obviously has the.
Oh, that's
Well,
true.
yeah.
So the
Carving on
EMF
it.
lantern went off in the, let's call it the magic corner. I guess
the
there's some
lantern
artifacts.
the lantern is here, and literally that stuff is there. Oh, it just went
And
off
it went
again.
off again. If you're in that corner, can you tell us what you're doing over there?
Are you attached to that Ouija board in the case?
Was that you, Jared?
No.
Do you want us to use that Ouija board?
It's not.
That was like, it's not. I don't know if it was saying it's not me or responding, do you want us to use that Ouija board? Like, no, like not, don't do that.
Yeah, it could have been someone else saying that.
Yeah.
I heard it's not me.
Okay, so we should use the Ouija board. How does that make you feel? If we went into the corner and lifted that glass box and used that Ouija board, how would that make you feel?
Can I get? Now, if you could.
If you could.
Include.
Very
Good.
Very excited.
He was very excited. Yeah.
Awesome.
Please.
They're like, use the evil Ouija board.
Please play with me.
Well, that's what he was like in the storeroom every time we go in there.
Yeah.
You'd be like, have you come to use it?
Would you give us nightmares? What about the glass cloche over here?
Hound. I swear that said hound. Did it sound like hound?
It sounded like hound.
And I'm standing right in front of that picture depicting the hound.
Is that what you showed us an image of with fire?
That doesn't sound nice.
Here, Jared and I swapped places, and as we are doing this, I heard what I described as a woman humming. This can be made out on our camera's audio over our talking, so take a listen and leave a comment letting us know what you can hear.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty good guess.
Well, that's the only object that we've ever
What's that?
kicked out.
Did you hear that?
No.
It was like a.
Yeah.
Can you tell us who that is?
Well, that's the only object that we've ever kicked out. Well, that's the only object that we've ever kicked out. Well, that's the only object that we've ever kicked out.
Before that though, I thought I heard a woman humming over here.
Can you tell us about the woman?
Is there a lady? I feel like I heard your voice.
For you.
Fear.
These are people that.
There's people there.
We're here.
Are you talking about us, or are you saying that there's people here with us?
Bring it back.
Bring it back?
One's.
What do you want back?
It's with me.
Can you tell us about this room?
That was on this cupboard, but I was walking towards it, so I don't know.
So directly above there, that's what's going to be the séance room, isn't it?
Yeah.
To me, it sounded like it came from up there, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely on this This wall.
Footsteps.
It sounded like it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did we just hear somebody then?
Back.
Back here on the stage.
Were the footsteps at the back here?
Oh, I just heard then, all of God.
I heard I love God.
I keep getting goosebumps. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
I feel like I keep getting touched.
So you guys feel very on edge right now?
Yeah, because of that horrible thing in the corner. That's the only item I've ever kicked out of the house. Everything else, it's like, okay, we'll move it into a different room. And the nightmare board, we believe there's a man attached. And it was almost like he got used to going in the storeroom and he'd be there waiting. And like when I put him in the box, like I speak to him and said, I want to try and help you and all of this. But that item there, I really don't like it. In fact, I considered not even bringing it here and just trying to get rid of it. Wasn't even sure about wanting to bring it here.
Did that say worry?
Worry.
Can you pass me Vox, Jared?
Are you going to go up to it?
Yeah.
I just feel like keep feeling like
Power?
I don't know, like I'm hot on the side of my head and I've got a headache
You want power?
on edge because of that.
You have anything to say over here? You can talk. Curious if an entity, like let's say a type of hellhound, would talk and verbalize. Can you growl?
What is going on?
What is going
What
on?
is going on?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
So
think we're
certainly
wondering
seems
the
to be
same
a lot
thing.
going on, but what is going on? We
What
don't know.
is going on?
Can someone nominate themselves to talk? Perhaps you could tell us about the cloche. Is it a bad item?
I'm nervous.
I thought I heard I'm nervous as well.
Is that how it makes you feel?
What if we just remove this item from the glass case right now? How would that make you feel? Bit? Or big? Say bit again.
Activity.
Activity. I just felt all cold here.
Pain. Hiding.
Oh, I heard pain then.
And then hiding.
Seedy.
Seedy.
To poke.
To poke. Do you want to poke one of us? Ooh.
Ooh,
Business.
that is the EMF lantern.
That same EMF lantern by that Ouija board. The nightmare Ouija board. Are you there now?
Instead.
Did you touch it? The pink light?
I can't.
You just said I can't. I can't. Have you been watching us tonight?
If I went and picked up any object in this room, can you tell me which one you would like me to go and pick up and touch? Can you say the name of it or what it is? The nightmare board.
The nightmare board keeps
That
going
just
off.
flashed behind me.
Yep. Come play with me, please.
Is it the board? Is that what you want us to go to or play with? And that's why it's behind glass, right guys?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's nice to have some validation, but
Yeah.
within 4 days of it entering,
And there it
There
goes
it
again.
goes again.
within 4 days of it entering our possession, we knew
put it away somewhere else. We can't have that near us, living near us.
Wanting to see if we could uncover any more information about the chapel and the many items it contains. We also performed a dual Estes, with both Eric and I wearing noise-cancelling headphones while blindfolded and reciting anything coming from a spirit box, while Laura and Jared asked questions we couldn't hear. We performed this session within the corridor where movement and figures have been sighted, with each of us sitting on a different staircase. And just for reference, this was filmed on our second night visiting the chapel.
Is there anybody here that wants to communicate with us tonight? Anyone that's been watching us or listening to us?
Come in.
Who are you?
How many of you are there?
2
Two direct responses.
on it.
Can we have your name or their names?
What's it?
Do you have a name, please?
Down.
Pardon me. Help.
How can we help you?
You have... Come in.
What's coming?
Great.
Can you tell us what you meant by down?
Yes.
What did you mean by
Push.
that?
Push?
Edge.
Edge.
Push.
Someone got pushed over something?
Someone got pushed down?
I'm looking for...
What are you looking
Something
for?
about
just-
somebody mean.
Heard hello or maybe Helen.
On the disc,
On the desk?
there is a food.
Can you tell us about this place? What does this place
Brilliant.
mean to you?
Brilliant.
Where would you like us to go?
Tell us.
What would you like to know?
Using it,
Quick,
yes.
We're trying.
you're with me.
We're all here with you.
The grave digger.
Getting any vibes, Laura?
Grave digger.
He's coming up with a lot, isn't he? He's
By the
very
entrance.
quick. Are you a grave digger?
You know.
Turn it around.
Can you be specific? What would you like
Copy.
turned around?
You're talking about the graves, because we've got grave digger.
Of
It could be, yeah, talking about the graves and the work that you're doing out there. Amy is sitting right in front of the
Anthony.
door that leads out to the gravestone. The graveyard, sorry.
coming. Move it.
Can you tell us about the objects?
Lord.
Lord?
God.
Is this why you're here? Is this
Just a
The
minute.
max.
Is this why you're here? Is it religious to you? Is it spiritual for you here?
Take me back.
I'm feeling movement on the stairs, just FYI.
Right, Amy's taking her
It's a
headphones
bit
off.
unsettling.
So none of us were near you then. Okay, Amy's back under.
How are you feeling?
How are you feeling?
He just said what I said.
It's like a mimic.
Big one.
How are you feeling?
Get up close
Get up close. I can't.
to my. Get back. Running.
Who's speaking through Eric, please?
To protect.
For me.
Someone's protecting someone else?
Bring it up to me.
There is.
Now.
What would you like us to bring to you?
It wasn't me.
Who was it?
Power.
Can you go up and touch that lady
In
here
part.
sitting on the stairs?
Yes.
Whispering.
Can you tell me what's in the envelope? Or can you tell me what was in the
Something-
envelope?
Blue. This.
Something blue. Especially because you said what was in it. Something blue.
Please, could you
But it's not our
just change the disc?
woman.
I'm gonna give it. Burn it.
Burn what?
2 more.
Burn 2 more. 2 more what?
It's a lot of voices competing.
I feel like we're getting a lot of competing voices here as well.
Perhaps one person at a time, please.
Can you tell us?
Better run.
Fish.
Run. I feel like we've had that a few
And
times
this-
surrounding
It's-
the objects.
Old.
What's old? There's some.
Is there something in the objects room, or is this one of the objects that we should be careful of?
I thought I heard movement then.
From.
There's some. There's some
Yeah, you felt you heard
movement there.
See up.
going into the objects room, Laura.
In or out?
Convene.
In the back.
In the back.
In the back could be a reference to the classroom where all the objects are. That's like the back of the chapel.
You want us to go in there?
You want us to keep investigating?
When you see it, you just rip it.
Yes.
You do want us to investigate in the classroom, in the back room?
In the bag.
In the back, there it is.
Yeah, I think he said bag, but it could have been back.
I feel like they're directing us into that room.
Why?
Just put it back.
Put it back.
We'll move it.
Put it back, we'll move it.
That's it, yeah.
It's almost like
Okay.
someone
What-
down this end wants to move things around, someone down that end
It's
doesn't want
heavy.
anything to change.
So what is it is it an object? Something to do with the graveyard?
Seeing money. There's something off about.
Was something taken?
Time to get rid of it.
Get rid of what?
Get rid of what?
Is it something in this room?
You're coming.
Plaque with a coin coming together.
Can you tell me what I heard today?
You.
Come enter.
Enter where?
Up to the next.
The secret society room?
Get up there.
Oh, okay. I will head up there then.
Had enough.
Because that's where I heard I had my experience today. Let's see if I can sneak through without bumping Amy.
Feel up. Cheers.
Show me something.
What would you like to see?
I'm in the secret society room now. This is where you wanted me to be. Why? What am I looking for in here? I'm touching something in here. Can you tell me what I'm touching?
Evil that's listening.
I just took my headphones off.
Amy's out.
Well, I just want to say I honestly feel like little movements all over me, like touching all over me, and like movement, like
It's part of it.
rocking on this.
Okay. Maybe turn off and we'll listen to Eric for a sec.
What is it that we need to do?
Old.
Is this related to an item?
Careful.
Which item?
Come with me.
Where?
I feel like there's someone or something on the staircase.
Can you tell us what's on the staircase? What did Amy feel?
Seemed like a woman wearing heels and a skirt, kind of well dressed. Just her legs moving.
Is that who was on the staircase?
Was that a lady touching me?
Coming up.
What's coming up?
Pull it.
Go pull it. In here? Is there something in here?
Yo,
What was that?
are you going?
I was gonna go in here, yeah.
Is that okay?
Forward.
Forward. In you go, Ames. Shall I follow you, Ames?
Yeah.
Yes, you.
Okay.
Just you.
Just Amy.
Just Amy. Okay, I'll wait here. I'll wait here.
Wait there.
Water. Friend. See a chain?
You've got chains on the display here.
Foot in water.
Can you come up and show us an image?
Laura,
Yes. Who is this?
what you are. Rest. Vote.
Did you hear that?
You heard a noise on the stairs, Laura?
Behind him, yeah.
See it.
We can't
Out
see
there. Eric.
Who is this, please? Can you give your name?
I can hear something at the back.
The snakes. Turn. We're grateful.
Does it smell different here, Jared?
I feel very cold around me all of a sudden.
It was like a little bit like
Can someone please?
sweet musk
Oh.
smell.
I can smell like sweet coffee now or something.
There was a lot of noises back here.
It's
as well.
dangerous.
Here, Laura pulled Eric out and we regrouped to discuss what had just occurred during this session. Near the end, I began to hear scratching noises coming from the back of the schoolroom where a Victorian-era mourning cape was displayed, paired with a sweet smell and this haunting GhostTube seer image, all of which can be tied to activity relating to that very cape, which we weren't aware of before this time. We were shown this GhostTube seer image by Laura, which had recently been documented relating to the cape, and we wonder if you can see the similarities in both of these images, or if you can pick up any vibes from the cape itself, which is still currently under investigation. But speaking of vibes, we'll now take you back to the lab and reveal what was within the envelope and whether our own guesses or your own of what it contained were correct.
So here's the envelope. I'm the only person who knows what image is in there. So in mimicry of the MOD top secret, now declassified experiment, I'll leave it there.
The spirits like the idea of this experiment a little too much.
Leave the envelope there and invite you to sit on the other side of the room and see if you can figure out what image is inside of it.
I'm gonna guess a knife and a fork and a plate, like a dinner setting, like a, yeah. Actually, can I change my answer to knife, fork, or plate? I'll accept any one of those as a correct answer. That's what I'm sensing.
I was gonna say it's a bird.
A bird.
It's a bird.
So guys, we're writing our answers of what we think's in the envelope on this blackboard, but you're gonna leave what you think's in the envelope in the comments, and we're gonna see if us or any of you guys have any psychic abilities, okay? And yes, that is one guess, not three.
That's multiple
But I get
guesses.
points for any of those things.
So I have to ask you, Amy, could you give me a colour?
Blue. Oh my god! I'm a freaking
Oh my
psychic!
god.
I mean,
Wow.
I was not expecting that. Wow.
Do you know what? I was gonna say bluebird, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna say bird because that like
More generic.
increases
Wow.
my chances of getting it right.
That's
I was gonna
insane.
say bluebird before I sat down when you were looking at
yeah,
it.
because you were like, I already know it, but I'm just gonna, for the camera, just sit here just to show me thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then you said bird, I was like,
There's
Yeah.
Wow. Amy was right. GhostTube was way off. Jared was, I mean, I was close. I mean, you can eat birds, so I mean, I was close to GhostTube. But Amy, that is full on. I can't believe you got that.
Oh, okay.
We had dinner with these guys and we were just sharing our own experiences that we've had off camera. You know, we don't always capture everything we do. And we were saying that Amy's had a few moments in her life where she's predicted things, but it's never been anything useful. It's only been like, oh, within the next 24 hours, something happened that she dreamt about the day before, or that she thought about, or that she thought was in a card. Like, it's never been something like that's been able to help change someone's life.
well,
you know what I
don't
mean?
let the Ministry of Defence find out. They might think it's very useful.
Don't send them over to me. That might have been a fluke, everyone.
So did you guess what was inside the envelope correctly like I did? This had been just one of our truly incredible and unbelievable experiences within the Pennyworld Chapel, which is already an amazing venue, but now being the home to the Rowton's Museum of the Paranormal and Spirituality is made all the more special. We're so proud of Laura and Eric, and even more proud to support their newest venture and to call them both good friends. Again, this venue has just opened to the public, so make sure to follow along as their journey unfolds on both the Paranormal Scholar and Laura Rowton YouTube channels. And if it's possible, pay them a visit at the chapel. I'm sure they'd love to meet and welcome you all. So here's another big thank you to Laura and Eric for hosting us, but also to anyone who has watched this far in the video. Please remember to leave a like, comment, share this video, and then check you're subscribed with all notifications turned on for this channel, as we have so much more content to share. Starting with our next video, an extremely haunted house marked thousands of times to keep evil at bay. You won't want to miss the next paranormal investigation on AmysCrypt.